All right, y'all, we back. Shalom, shalom, everybody. All right, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Another glorious Tuesday. We about to get it in. All right. The title of today's class is The Spiteful and Narcissistic. Beware. I ain't did one of these types of classes in a while, you know what I'm saying? I've been chilling. You know what I'm saying? I've been chilling, you know. But hey, we're back. Give me that in Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. Romans chapter 15 and verse 4 real quick. Come on.
The book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
All right, so we're supposed to learn from our ancestors. We read the scriptures to get their guidance and their experience on how to live our lives today. All right, give me that in Romans chapter 3. Start at verse 1.
The book of Romans chapter 3 and verse 1. What advantage then hath the Jew? Or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God.
So guess what? We have the oracles of God. We got the Holy Bible, and we're supposed to use that to take it and take advantage of it. It gives us an advantage, all right? Give me 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5, all right?
2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith.
It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Now, we got to look at this, right? Because, you know, just because you got on fringes and a border blue, it doesn't necessarily mean you in the faith. You may keep the dietary law. You may keep the ceremonial law, but you may be stumbling in the moral and civil law. You understand? So read that verse again.
Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith.
Mm-hmm.
Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye be reprobate?
Except ye be reprobates, meaning void of judgment. All right. Now, give me the definition of moral real quick. Give me the definition of moral. Because we came in this truth because we recognized that we needed reproof and instruction, right? Because we was living a sinful life. So, but you know, time will go past, you know, and we just start going through the motions, and we forget about the civil and moral law that we're supposed to be applying with one another, applying to ourselves for integrity and applying with one another, right? Yeah, let me get that. It says, read that.
The definition of moral: concerned with the principles of right and wrong behavior and the goodness or badness of human character.
Right. So where do we get what's good and what's bad, our moral compass from? The scriptures. That's where we get it from. Give me that in Baruch. Baruch chapter 3 and verse 36. We're going to start right there. Baruch chapter 3, verse 36.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 36.
Come on.
He hath found out all the way of knowledge, and hath given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved.
Because that's our God. He found out all the ways of knowledge, had the prophets write it down in the scriptures. Now we got it. Go ahead.
Afterward did he show himself upon earth, and conversed with men.
Talking about Christ, he came and lived the scriptures that we read to give us an example on how to walk in this earth. Go ahead.
Chapter 4, Baruch chapter 4, verse 1.
Come on.
This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever.
Mm-hmm.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
So guess what? We have to believe in the oracles of God. How do you show that you believe in the oracles of God? You have to apply what you read. You understand? We have to apply it. If we don't apply it, we are not in the faith. All right? not just the things that you can physically see. You understand what I'm saying? What about when you're alone by yourself? Where's your integrity? The scriptures is supposed to be integrity. You understand what I'm saying? Give me the definition of civil. Give me the definition of civil. Go ahead and read it.
The definition of civil, relating to ordinary citizens and their concerns as distinct from military or...
Scroll up.
That's not
See
it.
if we got something else. Scroll up. Show more. Get that. No, go down to Webster. Go to Webster. Scroll down right there. Yeah. Let's get that. Just read them.
Civil, of or relating to citizens, of or relating to the state or its citizenry.
Right, meaning the community, basically. That's what it's going into. How you deal inside of a community. All right. Give me that in Sirach 33 and verse 2. Sirach 33 and verse 2. So we got to examine ourselves whether we be in the faith, right? Morally and civilly, right? Come on.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 2. A wise man hateth not the law, but he that is an hypocrite therein is as a ship in a storm.
Now let's take a look at this verse. It says, a wise man hateth not the law. A wise man not going to hate the moral and civil law. Meaning when somebody do something you don't like, you understand what I'm saying? And it's causing for you to apply God's civil law. You're going to apply God's civil law. You're not going to act out of emotion. So read the verse again.
A wise man.
What kind of man?
A wise man hateth not the law.
Okay, a wise man hateth not the law. Go ahead.
But he that is an hypocrite therein is as a ship in a storm.
It's like a ship in a storm. What is a ship in a storm? A ship in a storm, a ship in a storm is going it doesn't have any type of control. It doesn't have any type of discipline. It's trying to go one way, but things are the waves are coming and it's moving this way, it's moving that way. It can't control itself. You understand what I'm saying?
Toss to
Go
it,
ahead.
bro.
You got something?
Yeah, and I was just saying the ship in a storm. The ship trying to go somewhere, but the storm is stopping it.
Right.
That's your actions going contrary to what you're saying or where you're trying to go. What you're doing is hypocrisy.
Right. Read the verse again.
A wise man hateth not the law, but he that is an hypocrite therein is as a ship in a storm.
Right, because everybody can see that you got on fringes in a border of blue. Everybody can see that you keep the ceremonial law. You heard when the Lord say keep the Sabbath day, you're on all the high holy days. But only you and the people, you and the congregation know if you're keeping that moral and that civil law. You understand what I'm saying? The people going to let you know if you're keeping those laws. All right? Yeah. Now give me that in Luke. Keep reading on that. Verse 3.
Verse 3. A man of understanding trusteth in the law.
Read it again.
A man of understanding trusteth in the law.
When you understand, you show that by applying what God said over what you feel. That's when you show that you trust the law. That's when you show that you understand. Right? Read.
And the law is faithful unto him.
The law is what?
And the law is faithful unto him.
Meaning it will protect you. Read.
As an oracle.
See that? Now, Luke chapter 14 and verse 28.
The book of Luke chapter 14 and verse 28.
Come on.
For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Lest happily, after he hath laid the foundation.
After he have what?
After he hath laid the foundation.
What is our foundation? Hold that. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 11. We're going to come right back. Going into what our foundation is, right?
1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 11.
Come on.
For other foundation can no man lay than this is laid. Then that is laid, which is Jesus Christ.
Which is what?
Which is Jesus Christ.
Right. Christ is our foundation. Go back to Luke chapter 14, verse 29. Come on.
Luke chapter 14 and verse 29. Lest happily after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish, all that behold it began to mock him,
Read.
saying, this man began to build.
So this man began to build, read,
and was not able to finish.
but he was not able to finish. You got to ask yourself, did you really count the cost? You understand? We say, oh, I count the cost. You know what I'm saying? I don't really mess with my family members that's in the world. I don't really mess with them like that, my friends in the world. You understand what I'm saying? But what about your brother and sister in the body? Is you applying the moral and civil law with them? You understand? Or is you just allowing somebody to murmur and backbite? You understand? And not say nothing. You might as well be with your worldly family members. You understand? You ain't count the cost that you may have to make it uncomfortable for that person that you enjoy being around because y'all like the color blue. You understand what I'm saying? Or because both of y'all like pizza. You understand what I'm saying? Should nobody feel comfortable talking about another brother or sister around you negatively? You understand? Are you really in the faith? Or are you here just for friends and fellowship?
Right. Officer, on that point, because that is true, but these the people, right? They say, I repented. I've been in the truth 4 or 5 years. But then the same sister, she'll have old pictures and pants still saved on her phone.
Why she got that?
Why? But she ain't examined herself. She didn't count the cost.
She ain't count the cost.
She's still holding on to that worldly, or brothers.
She's still looking for somebody's attention.
There you go. Those, those old pages they got in the back,
Yeah.
that they delete chat. Brothers, same thing. You got to be mindful of that. Count the cost.
Jump up to verse 16.
Come on.
Luke chapter 14 and verse 16. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden.
Now we know this talking about the parable is about the scribes and Pharisees, but watch this, read.
Come, for all things are now ready. And they all with one consent began to make excuse.
They did what?
And they all with one consent began to make excuse.
So you got to ask yourself, are you an excuse maker? Are you a justifier? You understand? Go ahead, read.
And they all with one consent began to make excuse.
Mm-hmm.
The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused.
Mm-hmm.
And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee, have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come.
Damn. Go ahead.
So that servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry,
the master of the house is Christ. He was what?
Being angry,
Read.
said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor, and the maimed, and the halt, and the blind.
Go ahead.
And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
Read.
For I say unto you, that none of those men which were bidden
Mm-hmm.
shall taste of my supper.
You see that? Make sure that your actions don't fit the Pharisees. You understand what I'm saying? They knew what they were supposed to do. They knew when the Sabbath was. They wore the fringes. They had on a border of blue. But when it came to the moral and civil laws, they was hypocrites. When it came to dealing with their brothers, they was hypocrites. Their brothers and sisters, they was hypocrites. Right? Jump over to Matthew 22. Made excuses. Matthew 22, let's read verse 1.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 1.
Come on.
And Jesus answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son,
Come on.
and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage.
Come on.
But they made light of it.
They did what?
But they made light of it.
They made light of it. Go ahead.
And went their ways.
They made light of the opportunities. A lot of us make light of the opportunity the Lord gave us to get ourselves together. You just going through the motions. You ain't really applying what God said. You understand? Read.
But they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise.
Meaning, over time, other things became more important than what God said. That's what we do. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it's important that we apply God's law, civil law and moral law with each other consistently so we don't lose focus. Because if you don't, guess what? You're going to become emotional. You're going to become bitter. You're going to be looking for reasons to find evil in a brother or a sister. That's what you're going to do. You're going to revert back to your old ways. Go ahead. You got something?
Yeah, I like what you said. You know what I'm saying? Give me Malachi 3:16 because we got to communicate. And you got some people, you will call them, you'll send them a telegram, they won't respond. They act like they didn't see it.
Right.
You know? Read that real quick.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another.
You see that? It say, they that feared the Lord spake often one to another. So if you that brother or sister that don't respond to a text or a call, you don't fear the Lord. Why? Because the Lord said they that fear them going to speak often, right? Go ahead.
And the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him.
Right, because you got some people that they don't want to be bothered. They see you call. You might have called twice. And then you see them on the Sabbath. And they're going to tell you, oh, I didn't see your phone call. I didn't see your telegram. I did not read it. I was busy. That's a lie. You know, God said we spake often one to another. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's crazy in 2025. Somebody saying they didn't see your message. They didn't. Get the hell out of here, man.
Damn.
Ain't nobody went nowhere without their damn phone.
Right.
They always looking at it. But anyway.
Come on.
Give me the definition of spite. Let's get started. Give me the definition of spite. Now, I think I did a class like this a year or two ago. You know what I'm saying? I did a whole class on this, but we're going to touch it again. You know what I'm saying? Just to remind folks. Let's get that. Let me see.
The definition of spite. A desire to hurt, annoy, or offend someone.
Read that again, man.
A desire to hurt, annoy, or offend someone.
Some of us rolling in that spirit. That's the same spirit that the Pharisees rolled in when it came to Christ. You understand what I'm saying? Read the next one.
Yeah. Deliberately hurt, annoy, or offend someone.
You can't wait to get to the school just so you can see what you can do to try to agitate a certain person. They ain't even studying you. You understand what I'm saying? But you just trying to find a way to do something to provoke them to act out of their character. All right. Scroll up. Let's see if there's any more. Get the similar words.
Synonyms: upset, hurt, wound, distress, injure, annoy, irritate, vex, displease, provoke, gall, peeve, pet peeve.
All right, that's enough. But we got the words
Frustrate,
we want.
aggravate.
We got the words we want. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure you're not rolling in that spirit. Make sure you're not in a spiteful, bitter spirit talking about you in the spirit. You understand what I'm saying? And most of the time it be brothers and sisters that have been around for years, but you only see them on the Sabbath. They always got a correction to bring to somebody. You understand what I'm saying? They got a correction. They offended. You know what I'm saying? By the people that's around each other and talking to each other all the time, they offended because they trying to overcompensate for their lack of being around. And it's crazy because they think you don't see it. Anyway, get that in. Give me the video. Give me the video about on Spite 100, I think it is.
Why are you so difficult to work with? Me? Because I'm very insecure, so I try and mask it by putting other people down and criticizing them. But it's not very nice. It really
Hold up, pause
upsets
it.
people. I know, but it's really difficult.
And rewind it and turn it up because I can't hear nothing. I mean, I know she looked like a lichen or, you know what I'm saying, a German shepherd. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere she in a shepherd family, but she making a good point right now. You know what I'm saying?
Golden retriever.
Yeah, golden. That's what it is. Golden retriever. You know what I'm saying? She looking like Lassie. Go ahead.
Why are you so difficult to work with? Me? Because I'm very insecure, so I try and mask it by putting other people down and criticizing them. But it's not very nice. It really upsets people. I know, but it's really difficult for me to consider other people's perspective. I tend to just think about myself. I thought that you didn't like me. No, the way I treat you has nothing to do with you. When you come to me with genuine concerns, I take it very personally, and that puts me in touch with my insecurities, which I can't bear. That sounds really uncomfortable. Is there anything you can do about it? Absolutely. If I choose to work on myself, I can definitely change. I have to want to, though, and you can't change me.
You see that? Now, that was a very edifying little discourse right there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you know, that's unsure or unhappy with themselves, they like to try to agitate and provoke other people who comfortable in their own skin. You understand what I'm saying? And they put up they do little things to try to provoke you. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, officer, that's a heavy point because it's going into what you were saying, overcompensate, because that's how they cope. They got to put other people's down to make themselves feel better. But notice, there'll be the people when you say everybody wear yellow hair wraps. They'll find the most off
Hold
yellow.
up, you sure you ready for this?
Listen,
All
I'm
right.
telling you. Listen, look. He
I
trying
got
to
your
tell
back,
me,
brother. I got your back,
thanks.
brother.
Security.
Yeah.
Well, listen, but no, because it be small details like that. You'll overcompensate to try to stand out. You understand? Because you lack. That's an alter ego you have because you not doing right. So what you say? You wear yellow. They don't find the most off yellow hair wrap to wear. They don't want to be like everybody else.
You can have a picture of it. Yeah, this one. Here's the link. Get these. Get this one right here.
Exactly.
Nah.
Alter ego.
It's 22 cents. I ain't got
Damn.
22 cents. All right.
Damn.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, y'all crazy. Hey, man, that's just like some sisters will come in with a dark black dress.
Oh, man.
Like,
Hey, you know, the ones that be wearing all black.
yeah, all black. Like, it's, I mean, it's like, why? You know, I never understood that. But give me Sirach 25 and 17. You know, and then you will see it mostly be the sisters. They'll come in here just looking angry. They'll come in here, you know, they don't have a smile on their face. They don't, you know, I don't know why. It's the Sabbath. God say be joyful, right? Read that scripture.
Sirach chapter 25 and verse 17. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face.
You see that? The Lord say the wickedness of a woman changes her face. Go ahead.
And darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth.
You see that? The Lord say you're going to darken your countenance. Some sisters come in here looking dark. Why?
They got that black, that guy on the all black, and think we don't know what that means.
Right. Exactly. The Lord got it written down. You know, this supposed to be the place of worship. You're supposed to come in here happy, joyful. You know, don't come in here all sad and looking mad because you were trying to put that spirit on other people. That's all I got.
Yeah, sister walking in with the all black on, sister trying to give her a hug, and she looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Like, what? This is supposed to be a joyous occasion. You came dressed like you going to a funeral. Somebody died.
Like
Yeah,
Darth
you.
Vader.
Because you got the all black on. Anyway. Get Sirach. Let's see. Get Sirach 13 and verse 15. I want that. Sirach 13 verse 15. Come on.
Sirach chapter 13 and verse 15.
Come on.
Every beast loveth his kind, and every man loveth his neighbor.
Read.
All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like.
Now, if you around this brother or sister that's got that Pharisee spirit, you got it too. You understand? And if you try to correct them on it and they ain't listening and you still around them like that, it's just a matter of time before you just like that. The scriptures say the wicked seduceth the righteous. It's only a matter of time.
You know what's crazy, man? You know, you got some brothers get mad when you question them where they at on the Sabbath. Like, why you late? Like, brothers get mad. You know, like, bro, why you questioning me? Bro, that's our job. Why you late? You know, because we care for the flock of the people, but when you're not rolling in the spirit, you're going to think, you know what I'm saying, it's something wrong with that. You're going to think we picking on you. No, we not picking on you.
You concerned, and
Right.
they looking at you like, wait, you trying to,
You in my business.
right, you all in my business, bro. You ain't supposed to have no business on the Sabbath, no way. Like,
Exactly.
you know.
Hey, yeah, that's it.
Anyway, Ephesians 4. Ephesians chapter 4, and let's get 23, man. We here to renew our spirits. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what it look like. Go ahead, read that.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 23.
Come on.
And be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
In the spirit of your what?
Of your mind.
In your mind. In your mind. You understand what I'm saying? Because, listen, we got classes coming out all day long. You understand what I'm saying? Your mind should be changing. You understand? You should be receiving something. You should be growing in the spirit. A lot of y'all ain't growing. A lot of us ain't growing in the spirit. You can tell by your actions. You understand? Read.
And that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness.
Created in what?
In righteousness.
In righteousness, read.
And true holiness.
Righteousness is keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments, the dietary, ceremonial, moral, and civil. All right? That's what it means to be the new man in true holiness. Go ahead.
Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another.
Because we are members one of another. Go ahead.
Be ye angry,
Ain't nothing wrong with being angry.
and sin not.
But you better apply God's laws. Don't sin. Go ahead.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Don't get dumb. Go ahead.
Neither give place to the devil.
Guess what? When you don't apply God's laws, statutes, and commandments, you have now let Satan into the building. You understand that? Read.
Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth.
This is brotherly love, sisterly love. Go ahead.
Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
Read that again.
Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
A lot of us are guilty of this right here. Corrupt communications. All right, go ahead.
But that which is good to the use of edifying.
Meaning you got to, when you hear some BS, you need to correct that. Not hang around it. You ain't brave enough to say nothing, then give them the distance. You understand? You got to do that for your soul. Go ahead.
That it may minister grace unto the hearers.
Come on.
And grieve not the Holy Spirit of God.
Do what?
And grieve not the Holy Spirit of God.
Because guess what? If you're not speaking in truth and walking upright, you're grieving the Holy Spirit. You understand? Go ahead.
Whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption.
Come on.
Let all bitterness.
All what?
All bitterness.
A lot of us, over time, we become bitter. Why? Because we forgot to consistently apply the moral and civil law. We think we good just because we don't eat pork. Or just because you stop eating shrimp. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't going around, you stop smoking weed. Those things are easy to some of us, a lot of us. You understand? But a lot of us came in because we just wasn't morally right. You understand? A lot of us came out of the Christian church. Your morals was all jacked up. Damn. You understand?
Right. Them the ones that they got a special love for God. They love more special than anybody.
Right.
You understand? I love God more than my love. I ain't let nobody get between me and my love with
Right,
Jesus.
right.
You hear that? You hear that all the
Personal
time.
relationship.
Holier than thou. Yeah.
Our people are stupid as hell.
Come on.
Let all bitterness and wrath and anger
Anger. Come on.
and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another.
Forgiving one another, meaning don't always think because something happened, somebody intentionally did something evil to you. Don't be trying to manipulate situations and things, thoughts in your head, thinking somebody just trying to be rude and obnoxious to you, just to you. Some of y'all narcissists, man. You think somebody just thinking about you all the time. We're going to get into that. Come on.
Forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you.
Right. We want forgiveness from Christ, but we can't forgive our brother and sister that the Lord placed us around to have to perfect us. Because some of us real slick. You know what I'm saying? They think because you ain't been caught yet that they don't think nothing. That people don't think nothing going on. We don't know what's going on. Ain't nobody said nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? You don't think we know what's going on. Go ahead and read that.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 19.
Come on.
Thine own wickedness shall correct thee.
Read it again.
Thine own wickedness shall correct thee.
Your own wickedness gonna correct you. Go ahead.
And thy backsliding shall reprove thee.
Come on.
Know therefore, and see that it is an evil thing and bitter, that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God.
That thou hast what?
That thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God.
Come on.
And that my fear is not in thee.
Guess what? If you're not keeping God's moral and civil law, you don't fear God. You don't fear God. You understand? You think you okay, just moving like you moving. Listen, the Lord gonna do a marvelous thing to you in front of everybody. All right. Get 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter 2 and verse 1.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1.
Come on.
Come on.
Wherefore, laying aside all malice.
We got to lay aside the malice, the hatred, the envy. Go ahead.
And all guile, and hypocrisies, and envies, and all evil speakings. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word.
Desiring what?
The sincere milk of the word.
Not desiring to look for a reason to offend somebody or to look for some evil in somebody. You understand? That's that Pharisee spirit. Some of our people, some of y'all rolling in that. I see it. You understand? Read.
That ye may grow thereby.
And that's why you're not growing in the spirit. You wondering why certain things ain't happening to you. Or certain thing, or you ain't being noticed in certain areas and stuff like that. That's because you ain't desiring a sincere milk. You trying to cut corners. You understand what I'm saying? That's what a lot of our people do. Give me that Sirach 27 and 30.
The book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 30.
Come on.
Malice and wrath, even these are abominations.
They are what?
Even these are abominations.
That's how the Lord feels about you when you just act as if he doesn't have a moral and civil law. You full of malice and wrath, and the Lord feels like that's a disgusting thing. He's looking at you like you disgusting. Go ahead.
And the sinful man shall have them both.
And you're in the midst of sin. That's the point. You're in the midst of sin. If you're doing all this evil speaking, you manipulating situations to try to provoke somebody, you coming in this congregation trying to offend a brother or sister, you're in the midst of sin. And it's going to be a beautiful thing that the Lord do to you in front of everybody if you don't correct it. All righty. Go back to 1 Peter 2 and verse 24. 2 and verse 21. Being spiteful and petty, that's just an abomination to God. It just is what it is. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. Come on.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. For even hereunto For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps.
You see that? Christ left us an example that we should follow his steps. Go ahead.
Who did no sin.
Who did what?
Who did no sin.
Christ did no sin. Go ahead.
Neither was guile found in his mouth.
Read that part again.
Neither was guile found in his mouth.
Why is that written there? Because that's where most of us in the midst of sin at. Our mouth. Can't shut up. Always talking about somebody. Go ahead.
Who, when he was reviled, reviled not again.
Give me the definition of revile. He said, when he was reviled, reviled not again. Meaning, he didn't return fire. You understand? Somebody said something, he knew about it, but he, you know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Some people just can't let things be. Bruh. You know what I'm saying? Give me that definition of revile real quick. You got it?
The definition of revile.
All right.
Criticize in an abusive or angrily insulting manner.
Now, none of us be doing that. But guess what? I be hearing about this getting done. You know what I'm saying? Read what Christ, how Christ dealt with this. Go
Verse
ahead.
23.
Come on.
Who, when he was reviled, reviled not again.
Because guess what? A lot of somebody do this, talk crazy to somebody, knowing that they're gonna respond scripturally, but they'll do it in front of everybody so they can look a certain way.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? You got something?
Yeah, because, that's kind of going into a deceitful spirit right there, right? Give me Proverbs 12 and verse 20. Read that real quick.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 20. Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil.
You see that? The Lord said deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil. So if you rolling in that deceitful spirit, God say you got evil in your mind. You intend evil on that person, and we not supposed to roll like that, right? Can you read?
But to the counselors of peace is joy.
Right. So we got to, that deceitful spirit, cast that away. We can't be the daughters and sons of God, doing that, rolling in that spirit. That's all I got.
All right, give me, go to Google, right, and type in verbal abuse. I just want to see something real quick. I want to, you know what I'm saying? We finna get into that real quick. Type in verbal abuse. All right. Yeah, give me the AI generated. Let's see what they, you know what I'm saying? Scroll down. Click. Wait a minute. Let me click one of these. How to shit. No.
What is considered verbal abuse?
Yeah. Click the drop down on that. Yeah. See what they say. Yeah. Read that.
Verbal abuse is the harmful use of language to control, intimidate.
To what?
To control.
Okay.
Intimidate, or hurt someone.
Come on.
It can include behaviors such as name calling, belittling, or using controlling or threatening language. Verbal abuse may also happen with other forms of emotional abuse.
Now, guess what? You know what I'm saying? A lot of sisters, particularly, they like to use Matthew 18 to control somebody. You know what I'm saying? They got a Matthew 18 every damn Sabbath with somebody. Every month is a Matthew 18 with somebody. Something wrong with you.
That mean you the problem, don't it?
Yeah.
You the common denominator in every problem. Crazy word.
Anyway, hold up. We got to read that one more time. Come on.
Verbal abuse is the harmful use of language to control, intimidate, or hurt someone. It can include behaviors such as name calling, belittling, or using controlling or threatening language. Verbal abuse may also happen with other forms of emotional abuse.
All right, scroll down. There was something else I want to scroll down a little bit. I want to see. Let me read. I got it right here because I knew I wouldn't. It was going to probably be. I just want to read this real quick. It says verbal abuse. Verbal abuse means using negative words and language that cause harm. It may take the form of blaming, insulting. Hold up. This is what we just read, right? No. I got some more. It said it may take the form of blaming, insulting, belittling, intimidating, demeaning, disrespecting, scolding, frightening, ridiculing, criticizing, name calling, or threatening a child. It's not just about shouting and screaming. That's what I want. It's not just about shouting and screaming, because some people just think it's because they got cursed out. That's verbal abuse. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about that. It's a whole different, it's a plethora of things to where people are being verbally abused. It ain't got to be because somebody talking down or talking loud at you. It's just the way they talking, period. You understand? Trying to control the situation. Now, give me video 201 about the narcissists. We finna get into them now. You know what I'm saying? Because the spiteful person and the narcissist, they like the same. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
A narcissist will infuriate you. It's called narcissistic baiting, and it's intentional. You see, you have to understand that everything with a narcissist is inverted. And what I'm going to tell you will help you to really grasp this and have an incentive and a motivation to do the inverse of what your impulse is. You see, a narcissist, when they feel like they're losing control over you, they need to stimulate emotional engagement from you, triggers, anger, rage, pain, in order to map and model you so that they know how to continue controlling you. Ultimately, it gives them supply, and it keeps them significant and grandiose and superior over you. So your impulse is going to be to clarify, to fight back, to defend your honor.
Pause.
The problem is this is exactly what they're looking for.
You see that? They'll try to provoke you. They'll try to provoke you, and your impulse is to fight back. And that's what a narcissist wants. They want you to fight back. They want you to respond. And then they're just going to sit back. And you looking crazy. After they done did A, B, C, D, and E, nobody else saw. You understand what I'm saying? But then when they got to F, you responded, you loud and belligerent, that's what everybody see. And they acting like they the victim now. You understand? That's why Christ said, read that in 1 Peter's again. Is you still there?
Yes, sir.
1 Peter 2:23. Go ahead.
Who, when he was reviled,
verbally abused,
reviled not again.
He didn't respond the same way. He didn't fire back. Go ahead.
When he suffered, he threatened not.
You see that? But go ahead. Let's finish with the video.
So instead, in this inverted reality, you have to understand their greatest fear is that you are indifferent to them, that you render them insignificant, that their opinion doesn't matter. They're like a child. They don't know anything. And when you treat them that way and render them insignificant, that is their greatest fear, because they can no longer control you. They have no developed ego to be able to defend against that either. So when it comes to narcissistic baiting, you need to understand that every impulse inside of you is going to push you to keep you in that abuse cycle. Even if you've gone no contact, but they're trying to get back in, sending people by proxy to trigger you.
Stop.
They will bait you. Fight the impulse.
See what he said right there? Once you point out that this person is narcissistic or spiteful, like I got some type of issue with you personally, and you ain't did nothing to them. Once they figure out that you figured that out, they might send some other people by proxy. You understand what I'm saying? Start talking, planting seeds in other people's mind about you, trying to get other people to think the same, feel the same way about you that they feel about you. They don't know you. You understand what I'm saying? But they trying to paint a picture of you to, you understand what I'm saying? This is what a narcissist does. Go ahead, rewind it just a little bit.
Narcissistic baiting, you need to understand that every impulse inside of you is going to push you to keep you in that abuse cycle. Even if you've gone no contact, but they're trying to get back in, sending people by proxy to trigger you, they will bait you. Fight the impulse. That stimulus that they're getting out of you is feeding them.
Stop.
And hurting you.
Respond to it like they provoke you. When they provoke you and you respond to it, that's feeding them. They got control of you. You understand what I'm saying? So who you gonna let control you? The devil or the Most High? You understand? Christ said he didn't revile not. Let the Lord, listen, he said vengeance is mine. Yep. Let the Lord deal with that person. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't saying be no rug or no damn no pushover, no floor mat or nothing like that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But some people you just gotta hey, just speak and that's it. You understand? Till they get themselves together for your souls, for your sanity. You understand? Go ahead, you got something?
Right. And when you got people talking bad about another person and they talking to you, you know what I'm saying? Make them talk to that person. Call them up. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I call so-and-so right now and say, hey, so-and-so just said this. Because you got to call that out. And then, because you got to kill that murmuring. So when somebody talking about somebody, hey, bring them up to the stage. Hey, so-and-so said this. Go ahead and tell them what you said. That'll stop them from talking to you. That'll stop all that murmuring that they trying to talk to you about because they know you're going to expose them. You're going to go tell that person who they talking about. Hey, so-and-so said this. Go ahead and say it. That's all I got.
I played the other video.
5 warning signs that someone's a narcissist. Number 1 would be that they're very reactive if they experience any form of feedback or criticism. Okay.
The first sign, anytime you try to say something that or you criticize them, right? It ain't gotta be in a negative, like you could just be giving some feedback, and they just got a problem just because you said something. You entered the conversation. It's a problem. You understand what I'm saying? You got people like that. Once you see somebody that's acting like that towards you, hey, it's on you if you just gonna keep on just dealing with that person. Right. I know we come in here and we expect everybody to be righteous. That's just not real. You understand what I'm saying? We all dealing with spirits. All right. Go ahead. You got something?
No, that's reactive. It's a repulsive reaction. Like you criticize somebody, they just blow up. What you mean by that? Everything gotta be a big deal. Sis, can you put your head? What you mean? What you mean by hair wrap? Or bruh, you might want to what the hell you mean? What you looking at me for, bruh? Did you get your shit together? What about you? That's the repulsive, reactive spirit. That's narcissism because you don't think nothing wrong with you.
Right. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You thought you was perfect. Somebody spots something. You don't look like everybody else. What you mean? I'm the one? Why it's always me? Ain't nobody said nothing to you in 6 months. They said something, but you remembered that way back then. Go ahead.
2, oppositionality. They don't like being told what to do.
Stop.
Number 3 is empathy.
Positionality. Don't like to be told what to do. Listen, we all being told what to do. If you don't like being told what to do, this ain't the place for you. That's just it. You understand? You're not going to last. Quit acting. You know what I'm saying? Why you fronting? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, especially with you rank brothers. Like, if a higher rank told you what to do, don't question him and say, let me go ask leadership. Some of y'all do that. The officer that's over you told you, he gave you an order. You don't want to listen to him. You want to get the order from Officer Uzziah.
Come on!
As if that officer didn't get the order from him. We can't roll like that, because you don't want to be, you might be a narcissist because you don't want to be told what to do. Some of you brothers got that problem. Follow the order.
Hey, go to Sirach chapter 19 and verse 19. This go with being, having malice and deceit in your mouth. How you speak to certain brothers and sisters. You might say one thing, but you got a ulterior motive behind it. Or what you're saying is coming from a place of anger or a grudge that you holding. So you speaking to a person or that brother or sister in a certain manner because you want them to feel some type of way about what you're saying. You want them to get angry. You want them to feel the same hurt that you felt. You got to take a spiritual inventory about what's coming out because a lot of times we want to overlook what it is we dealing with. You got to be real with yourself, Watch this. Read what you got.
It's a Ralph.
Go ahead.
This the key. This the trigger. This how you know when somebody manipulating you. They ask you how you feel. They have a conversation with you. Then they say how you feel about that. That's when they trying to manipulate your emotions. They want to know if you feel like they want you to feel.
Right.
Then they manipulating you.
Yep.
You know who do that a lot. Go ahead.
Watch this. Read that.
Sirach chapter 19, verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life.
Hold on, that wasn't it. 17 and verse 19.
17, 19.
Yep.
Sirach chapter 17 and verse 19.
Watch this.
Therefore all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continually upon their ways.
So you might be thinking that you clever and you getting away with your anger, your wrath, your grudge that you holding toward that person. You saying a little slick stuff and doing a little slick stuff to them. The Lord said all your works is like the sun before him. You can't look up into the sky and not see the sun. Sometimes the sun's so bright you put your hand over your face, you can still see the sun. That's how your evil is before the Most High. He see everything you doing, including your intentions. That was it.
Nah, read on that. Next verse.
Verse 20. None of their unrighteous deeds are hid from him.
Read it again.
None of their unrighteous deeds are hid from him.
Listen, we in the truth. You in the light right now. The Lord is looking at you. You understand? Because you trying to be righteous. Go ahead.
But all their sins are before the Lord.
All our sins are before the Lord. You ain't getting away with nothing. You ain't getting away with nothing. Go back to the video. The Lord see it. We don't
Number
see
3
it.
is empathy.
We don't see it, but the Lord see it. Go ahead. What's number 3?
Empathy is very superficial. Narcissistic folks are great at thank you cards and thank you gifts, but they're really bad at true gratitude.
Stop. See that? See, I ain't know this about a narcissist. Play that again. We got to see what's going on.
Narcissistic folks are great at thank you cards and thank you gifts, but they're really bad at true gratitude.
See,
the fourth,
they good at thank you cards and gifts, but they really don't mean it. You understand what I'm saying? They know they messed up. They got a gift for you. That's what it is. This manipulation. They know they did that dirty thing to you. They said something, you know, you found out about it. And as soon as you see them, they got a gift waiting on you to try to soften the blow. You understand? I'm telling you, you got to pay attention to these types of people. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
They in this truth. They in this truth. They keep the Sabbath.
Bring it out.
All right?
And you be like, damn, what's this gift for?
Right.
Why you give me this? Thank you for what? You know how you got to question somebody when they say thank you for what? What I do? Why you give me this? It's manipulation. That's it.
What it is. Come on.
would say is egocentricity. It's really hard for them to not hijack a conversation, interrupt people, and constantly make it about themselves. And what is the fifth sign?
Stop. Play it again. Play it again. We gotta listen. We gotta get these things. This is a wise whatever the hell she is. Who gives a damn? Well, she's a future slave. Let's leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? She's a future slave. But let's see what this slave got to say. Come on.
Egocentricity. It's really hard for them to not hijack a conversation, interrupt people, and constantly make it about themselves.
Stop. See that? You could be speaking like they just gotta interrupt you. They can't let you speak for long periods of time. You understand what I'm saying? Because they have to say something. Especially you got somebody, you got people attention. They just got to make themselves known. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. And she said hijack a conversation. You the one started the conversation. You talking about it. But this person, just because it's you, they got to say something and then just keep talking. So you don't say nothing. Go ahead.
Hey man, that be some of them brothers. You be going over a scripture and you got this one brother just jump in, and try to give his 2 cents. You're like, who asked you, bro? Be quiet,
bro. We know you got 20 precepts,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that be some brothers, man. You know, you going over the precepts, you breaking it down. He just got to jump in and whoop, wop, wop, wop. You know, be like, bro, what you doing? Be quiet. You know, hey, just saying. You might be a narcissist.
She said make the conversation about you.
Right.
They hijacked the conversation.
Yeah.
And now the whole conversation about them.
Right.
And everybody in the conversation looking at them like, how we get here?
Right. Exactly.
We talking about your life story now. We was having a
yeah,
conversation.
yeah. That's how it be, man.
It's ironic that the woman going over this, right?
Yeah.
Because they learn.
Yeah, this is, But yeah, come on. I think this might be it. But go ahead, play it.
What is the fifth sign? Constantly having to put other people down to lift them up. I have at least one person, very prominent person, that I have in my mind, in my life, and I'm like, check. And I'll throw in a sixth sign. I have a pit in my stomach.
No, that's it. So constantly having to put someone down to lift yourself up. That means somebody may be talking good about a certain person, and then you end up saying something negative about that person. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of, sisters do that stuff a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Brothers, not so much, but on that sister side, y'all do that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, all right, go to Google and give me the AI overview of narcissists. You know what I'm saying? We gotta break this thing down. You know what I'm saying? All right, read that.
A narcissist is characterized by an extreme sense of self-importance, a need for admiration from others, and a lack of empathy, often leading to interpersonal difficulties and strained relationships. They may exhibit an inflated sense of self-worth, a belief that they are superior to others, and a tendency to exploit others for personal gain.
You see that? A narcissist, sometimes they just only around you for what you can do for them. And the minute you stop, they not around you no more. They're nowhere to be found. They become invisible. Around you all the time, but invisible all the time. Bruh. But anyway, all right. It says narcissistic abuse manifests as a pattern of manipulation, control, and emotional exploitation. It can involve gaslighting, where the abuser denies or distorts reality, and emotional blackmail, using threats or intimidation to control the victim's behavior. The abuser may also use flattery and compliments to gain control or isolate the victim from support networks. You understand? You know how we have like what was just yesterday? It was a hell day, right? You understand what I'm saying? And you may be on the phone with a brother, yeah, man, I'm about to head to the school, and that brother probably like, you know what, I got some things I need to do, man, you know what I mean, or whatever. I wasn't planning on going to the school, but you know what, you can come over here. But they seen the announcements that, the righteousness is going to be meeting at school, but you like, nah, I'm going to chill at, oh boy, at this brother crib at his house. You understand what I'm saying? That's isolating you. You understand what I'm saying? People are stupid as hell. That's just an example. That's just a little example right there. You can say it on the mic, bro.
You feel like you don't need to be around everybody else. You just better. I don't need to be around them. I'm good. Y'all can come over here.
Right. You got to set the stage where you're the center of attention. Well, why you getting that? Give me Sirach, man. Let me see. No, go to 2 Corinthians 13:5 first again. And you know what I'm saying? While they figure out how to go back to the damn classroom chat telegram again.
2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5.
Come on.
Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith.
So you got to examine yourself up. All the things we just read, you got to examine. Are you guilty of any of these things? Go ahead.
Prove your own selves.
Do what?
Prove your own selves.
We all have to prove ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? We all have to prove whether we are really in the faith. Give me that Sirach chapter 30. You know what I'm talking about? Sirach 38 and hold on, let me get there. 37:27.
Sirach chapter 37 and verse 27.
Come on.
My son, prove thy soul in thy life.
Do what?
Prove thy soul in thy life.
Come on.
And see what is evil for it.
And see what is evil for it. Listen, everybody ain't good for your spirit. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make that decision. You have to weigh people's actions like the Lord says and decide if he or she is good for you to be around. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And give not that unto it.
And give not that unto it. Go ahead. Read.
Verse 28. For all things are not profitable for all men.
All people ain't profitable for you. Go ahead.
Neither hath every soul pleasure in everything.
And you don't have everything ain't profitable for you. Just put it like that. You understand what I'm saying? Every soul is not profitable for you. Sometimes you've grown past the relationship you have with a certain person. They still stuck in bitterness and strife and reviling and things like that. You done overcame that. You understand what I'm saying? But this person's still trying to murmur and all that in your ear. You understand what I'm saying? And then when you try to say something about it, they get mad at you. You understand what I'm saying? You got to remove yourself from that spirit. They in the body. It is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Have y'all figured out how to get back to Telegram yet? All right. Now put what I put on there. All right. Read that. Here's more detailed look.
Here's a more detailed look at how it might present.
All right.
Manipulation and control. Gaslighting. The abuser consistently denies or distorts reality, making the victim question their sanity and memories.
Making the victim question their sanity and their memories. You know, somebody always say something. Remember you said, like, nah, I don't even remember that. Nah, you said this. You know what I'm saying? We don't. Nah. I'm like, nah, I ain't say that. You know what I'm saying? Remember we? No, I don't speak French, bro. Like, I don't remember. We ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Emotional blackmail. Using threats or intimidation to force the victim to comply with their demands.
Because somebody may have known about some stuff you did 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You really don't want it to come out, but they knew you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't said nothing, but they just gonna bring they always bringing that up to you when y'all in private. You know what I'm saying? Letting you know that they know that. You understand what I'm saying? Holding it over your head. Holding your past over your head. You know what I'm saying? You got people like that, but they supposed to be your friend. But they constantly reminding you that they know certain things about you that everybody else don't know. Why you think they doing that? Okay, go ahead.
Flattery and false praise. Using compliments to manipulate the victim into feeling obligated or dependent on them.
You know what that's going into? Somebody, as soon as you help somebody, they like, you the only one that always helped me. You know, you my lifeline. You know what I'm saying? Every month they that. Every month you getting these compliments.
Damn.
You understand what I'm saying? Because you gotta help them. You gotta help them every time, with the same thing. They just ain't making no type of progress. You understand?
Damn.
They manipulating you. Come on.
Silent treatment.
Hold up, I don't see nothing. Scroll up. I can't see nothing. What IT doing? All right, go ahead.
Silent treatment. Ignoring or withdrawing affection as a form of punishment, followed by demanding an apology even when not at fault.
Okay, let's read that slow again. Go ahead.
Silent treatment. Ignoring or withdrawing affection as a form of punishment.
Now, this goes into couples and things like that, but it also can go into a friendship. Now here it is, brothers maybe they communicate consistent. Well, it ain't brothers we don't really do that. You ain't call a brother in 16 days. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you call them, y'all pick up where y'all left off.
Yeah, listen, hey, and some brothers do it subtle because they'll not talk to you for a while because what they trying to do. They trying to manipulate your emotions. They want you to know that they upset with you because of what you did. And they not going to resolve it till they get you to feel that you are wrong about what you did. Or come to them and apologize for something.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. You was losing me for a second.
No. I'm just saying that's how people,
right.
They won't, if you get an altercation with somebody,
right,
they manipulate you. That's why she said they on the thing it says, go back to it. Read it again.
Ignoring or withdrawing affection as a form of punishment.
Right. They know y'all had a good relationship.
Right.
So they want to take that from you.
Right.
To make you feel like a bad person.
Right.
Now.
Or if they feel like in a relationship you was they was the one that was making the relationship be what it was. You understand? So like, well, I'm gonna remove myself. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, read the rest of it.
Followed by demanding an apology even when not at fault.
Going into what you was just saying. All right, now scroll up. Read the next one.
Emotional exploitation. Denigrating the victim. Repeatedly criticizing or belittling the victim, making them feel worthless.
Every Sabbath, something negative to say. You finding something wrong. Every time you see this person, or you see this person, they got something negative to say to you. You understand? Stay away from them type of people, man. Go ahead.
Control of finances. Manipulating financial resources to gain control over the victim.
Now, this could go of litany. Ooh, you see that word I just used?
Yeah.
You like that?
I like that.
Ooh, I'm cold, boy. This can go a litany of ways. I don't even know if am I using that right? Look up litany, man. Hold on, we gotta get to the bottom of this. I don't even know where that came from.
This is a plethora. I think that's a synonym for that.
Plethora?
Plethora.
I used that before, but I don't know where litany came from. Let me see what that means, man. Come on, let me see if I'm on point, man.
Y'all know how to spell it?
They don't know.
It take another 30 minutes.
Man, we about to lose the whole class about to shut down right now. Look at Simeon. Look at Simeon's face right now.
He lost. He pressing every button. Escape.
He in the keyboard like this with his whole hand. Lord have mercy. Never mind, man. Never mind. We ain't even finna. Come on, let's just finish reading, man. Let's just finish reading.
Isolation.
Hold up, we can't see it. All right, scroll up. Yeah, scroll up, down. You know, we can't see it.
Isolation. Encouraging the victim to distance themselves from friends and family, creating a sense of dependence on the abuser.
You see that? That happens too. You understand? Go ahead. Next.
Taking full responsibility. Often taking responsibility for the abuser's actions and behaviors despite their own lack of accountability.
Next.
Other tactics. Promising and then withdrawing. Making promises or giving the impression of commitment only to later retract them.
Now, let's read that again. Now, people do this. Read it again. Other tactics. I like that one.
Other tactics. Promising and then withdrawing.
Now, a lot of people do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if they're aware of it. Promising to do something or giving the impression like you're going to do something and then always withdrawing. End up not doing it, basically. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Making promises or giving the impression of commitment only to later retract them.
Man, that's, go ahead.
Using guilt and shame. Making the victim feel guilty or shame for any perceived actions or words.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You try to bring out some correction to somebody, you know what I'm saying, in a genuine way, but then they looking at you like, you know what I'm saying, like they trying to flip it on you. You understand what I'm saying? Like you saying something wrong to them. Everything you saying right, but you attacking them. I'm under attack. You attacking me. Why you attacking me?
Why you gotta say it like that?
Come on.
Triangulation.
This. Hold on, wait. Yeah, I like this one. Go ahead.
Triangulation. Using a third party to create conflict or manipulate the victim.
You see, you already spotted the devil, and you moving around, moving away from him. So now they done planted seeds in this person's mind, that person's mind. You understand what I'm saying? Now they got 2 or 3 people thinking how they got them feeling how they feel about you. You understand what I'm saying? And now these people, you talking to the people that they done manipulated already, and you wondering why they acting a certain way towards you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, why you what happened? Something's happened. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you know. But go ahead.
Important considerations. It's a pattern. narcissistic abuse is not a single incident, but a reoccurring pattern of behavior.
Right, it's consistent. You understand what I'm saying? When all of these things that we seeing, it ain't a one-time act. It happens all the time with these people. You understand what I'm saying? I hope you're taking notes.
Hey, so, because I know people going to hear this class, and you could probably find yourself in one of those
Definitely.
2, 3, 4, 5 of those categories. But it's not consistent. Somebody going to use this to say you're narcissistic.
Right.
That's talking about somebody, that's their behavior. That's what they always do.
They always do that.
You understand? That's who you know them for. I might do it one time. That don't mean I'm narcissistic. You understand? So just be mindful of that.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Somebody they looking at the class right now like, yeah, see, she did me like that.
Yeah.
In 2017,
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
No. We gotta keep reading. We gotta get all this in there. Hold on, what damn, it's 10. All right, come on. Read fast.
Vulnerability. Narcissistic abuse can have devastating effects on a person's self-worth, mental health, and overall well-being.
You see, overall
well-being.
Well-being. So when you doing these things when you fit the description of this, understand you doing this to you offending the little ones. You understand what I'm saying? And you know what Christ said about offending the little ones. All right. Matter of fact, let's read that real quick. You know what I'm talking about? Is it Matthew 18:5?
The book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 5.
6.
Verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
You see that? Because some of us been around 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. New people, new faces come into the body. You understand what I'm saying? They trying to find their way. And instead of you being compassionate and empathetic, you got the axe. You just constantly bashing them over the head with the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? Acting as if you wasn't, you didn't walk in new before. You understand? Come on, man. We got to be compassionate. You understand what I'm saying? Give people time to grow before you just start cutting them up. You understand what I'm saying? Read what God said again in verse 6.
But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me.
Because they came in off of us, off of the flyer or people teaching, understanding they believe. You understand? They know they got to get themselves right. Go ahead.
It were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
Christ said it would be better if that happened to you. Because if that don't happen to you, you want that to happen. You don't want Christ to deal with you. But anyway, go back to that thingamajigger.
Healing is possible. Recognizing the abuse and seeking support from professionals can be crucial for healing and recovery.
Hey, listen, the professionals is the prophets.
That's right.
Not sitting on a damn white man couch. Give me that in Psalm chapter 107 and verse 20. And I'm going to wrap this up because we're going too long. Psalms 107 and verse 20. Come on.
Psalms chapter 107 and verse 20. He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions.
You see that? The word is meant to heal us. The word of God is to guide and protect us from the spiteful and the narcissistic. You understand? All you got to do is follow it. All you got to do is apply it. Give me First John chapter 2 and verse 9.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 9.
Come on.
He that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness, even until now.
You see that? He that say that I keep God's law, I keep the Sabbath, I got my friends in the border blue, I don't eat pork, but you ignoring the moral and civil laws, you in darkness. You understand what I'm saying? You in darkness. Go ahead.
He that loveth his brother abideth in the light.
You're going to apply the moral and civil law. Go ahead.
And there is none occasion of stumbling in him.
Come on.
But he that hateth his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes.
Because the darkness has what?
hath blinded his eyes.
Because you don't realize that you're a narcissist. You understand? You just doing what you feel that you have to do to protect your feelings and how you think. You just doing whatever makes you feel good. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know that you the damn devil the Bible speaks of, and you walking in the Pharisee spirit. You don't know that. Get Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 12.
Hey, also, that's why the scriptures say, examine thyself except thou be reprobate.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to get to the point where you can't see the evil within yourself. You don't want to get to that point, because then you just on your way out the door.
Come on.
Yep, it's just a matter of time. Proverbs 11 and 12.
Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 12. He that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor, but a man of understanding holdeth his peace.
Read again.
He that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor.
That's what, if you showing malice or hatred, you trying to manipulate, you spiteful, you petty, you void of wisdom. You showing hatred towards your brother and sister. Go ahead.
But a man of understanding holdeth his peace.
A man of understanding do what?
Holdeth his peace.
When you do those things to that person, they ain't gonna react, because they already know. They see you for who you are. They gonna revile. They not gonna revile back. They not gonna fire back. They gonna let you get that off for a little while. The Lord gonna deal with you. It's gonna be magnificent. Go ahead. Give me Romans chapter 12 and verse 9. Let me speed up. Get up out of here, man. Romans chapter 12 verse 9. Come on.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 9.
Come on.
Let love be without dissimulation.
Don't let it be. Listen, we can't be fake. You understand what I'm saying? If this is you understand what I'm saying? Just fix it. Just fix it. Go ahead.
Abhor that which is evil.
Do what?
Abhor that which is evil.
Hate the narcissist's attributes. Hate the spiteful person's attributes. Go ahead.
Cleave to that which is good.
Cleave to what?
Cleave to that which is good.
Cleave to God's laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Walk in the light. Go ahead.
Be kindly affectionate one to another.
Be empathetic. You understand what I'm saying? Especially with the new believers that's coming in this truth. Quit trying to usurp authority over the brother or the sister that just walked in yesterday, offending the little ones. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all don't think we be hearing? I be hearing about that, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's not finna continue. You got something?
Yes, sir. Real quick, Job chapter 34, verse 32. Let's go back to being reprobate and stuff like that. These classes like this is spiritual inventory, to take spiritual inventory, to examine yourself. If you got these attributes, if you know that you deal with this spirit, this is what you got to do, right? You better go to the Lord. Read what you got.
Job chapter 34, verse 32.
Come on.
That which I see not.
That which I what?
That which I see not.
If this class, maybe you didn't see that in yourself. It took this class for you to be like, damn, that's me right there. Go ahead.
Teach thou me.
You got to go to the Lord, man. This what the Lord, matter of fact, this what the Lord doing right now. He's teaching you now. He's revealing to you that I see you. You might not see it, or you might be trying to hide it, but I see you. If you don't see it, you got to ask the Lord, teach thou me, show me. Come on.
If I have done iniquity, I will do no more.
Read it from the top.
That which I see not, teach thou me.
Mm-hmm.
If I have done iniquity, I will do no more.
So self-examine. If this is you, get it together, because God see your intentions. Even though you trying to hide it, everybody else might not see it. God see you.
That's facts. Get John 13 and verse 34. John 13 and verse 34. Come on.
John chapter 13 and verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you.
Now we know this commandment ain't new, but go ahead.
That ye love one another.
We have to learn to love one another. That's called applying God's moral law and civil law. We have to apply those things, not just the things you can see. You understand, like fringes and not eating pork and things like that. God's moral and civil law must be applied with each other. Go ahead.
As I have loved you.
Come on.
That ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another.
That's how you know you in the faith, when you applying his moral and civil law. All right. Give me that in 1 John chapter 3, verse 11.
1 John chapter 3, verse 11.
Come on.
For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another.
Gotta love each other. Gotta learn how to do it. Go ahead.
Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother.
Who slew his brother? Now Cain physically killed Abel, but go ahead.
And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil.
Because what?
Because his own works were evil.
You know what narcissists do? They showing hatred and doing all kind of manipulation tactics to a brother or a sister because they works is evil. They not satisfied with they self. They don't say on the mic, bro.
It's all because they don't want to take accountability. That's it.
Right. You don't want to take accountability for your own shortcomings, so you trying to magnify somebody else's. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Because his own works were evil, and his brothers righteous.
And his brothers righteous. Go ahead.
Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you.
Come on.
We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
Read it again.
We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
He that loveth not his brother abideth in death. That's what God said. Read.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Read it again.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
You manipulating situation and using triangulation. You see that? See how I did that? You using triangulation. You understand what I'm saying? You're a murderer. Go ahead.
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
You see that? You won't see the kingdom in that spirit. I hope y'all got somebody that. Give me that in Hebrews 2:1.
Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 1. Therefore we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip.
All right. Shalom. Most High Christ bless.
Sons of God! We're going to take this city. We're going to take the kingdom. We're going to rule them hard. This is war. This is war. This is war. I'm here for the win. Well, to get it again. The Lord call it taking the kingdom. Want what's mine. Taking my time. Turning and taking your freedom. Risen from the ashes. After the lashes. Call it a beautiful tragedy. We've been on the brink of insanity. It's the end of your days of calamity. Adding in. Grab a friend for the finale. Curtain call on a heathen. We want forever and a day. Why would the pastor lie and say it's your season? Drop a bomb on them, Hiroshima. Drop a bomb on them cause they need it. Scrub it down, planet need a cleaning. Vagabond gone like I'm dreaming.